First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Yahweh is who this world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushua is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. And that those names are in the Paleo Hebrew. So today's video, I wanted to go into how everyone comes back doing the same thing, and that we all have lots. Okay, we all have purposes, and you can't change someone from doing their purpose. So the reason I'm making this video is because I remember a couple months back when it was, time to file those taxes. I went to this one Cuban place to get my taxes done, and they do it pretty cheap. And I was talking to this one older Cuban guy. He's around like 50 something years old, and he was telling me how he was in the Iraq war. And I was just asking him some questions, and I was asking him about the whole US-Iran situation. And what stood out was that this guy said, I love that shit, man. He's all like, that adrenaline that you get, like, he said, I love that shit, man. If they'd call me right now, the United States would call me right now to go fight in Iran, I'd drop everything I have. I'd leave my daughter, I'd leave my wife, and in 2 weeks, I'd be over there. And just hearing him say that, I realized there's nothing I could tell this dude to change his mind. And that's the way it's supposed to be for some people, right? How their whole purpose is to go fight over there, okay? You also got people that their whole purpose is to be degenerates, okay? And the scriptures refer to those people as being born in vain, because at the end of the day, they're just going to get destroyed. And then you got, the lot of the believers, right? How, since the beginning of time, it was already written who was going to believe. And that no matter what happens, these people are going to believe towards the end. And I'm going to get the scriptures on all these, but I just want to establish the point that you're going to do what you're going to do. And that's why, multiple scriptures come to mind. But if I just speak them out loud, then, what's the point of the video? I'm going to just hit them. So let's start 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 32. It says, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Okay, so when you die, your scriptures talk about you come back in the third and fourth generation, right? Reincarnation is a biblical concept. It's real life. And the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So if you're a prophet in your past life, you're going to come back and do the same thing, prophesy. So, one scripture that comes to mind, Revelation chapter 10, and at the bottom, when the angel was talking to John on the island, this is Revelation 10 and 9, it says, and I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. So this is the thing, is that John died on that island of Patmos. Okay, there's no historical record of him ever leaving that island. I believe it was the salt mines. So he died there. So when did he prophesy again before many peoples, nations, tongues, and kings? And the answer is in his next life. Okay, John reincarnated, came back, and prophesied. Whether he's here right now, whether he already passed away, he did what he did. So that's one scripture backing that up. And now I want to go and touch all those scriptures that I briefly quoted. So let's start with the one how being born in vain. Actually, I like Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 28 for this topic. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right, so sleeper cells, literal sleeper cells. How, there's spirits out here that the whole point of people, or fire, hail, famine, death, and fire, hail, famine, and death, or those are also spirits. But people also, how the whole point of them is to bring vengeance. and that they're chilling, chilling till the Most High essentially it wants them to do that work and they execute it. This is why, a lot of people don't understand judgment, right? It says that, the wicked don't understand judgment, but the wise understand all things. You got to understand how the Lord controls everything and the reincarnation aspect, right? That's how you answer the question of, but what about a little kid? What about the little kid, 1-year-old that gets ran over? He did nothing. That's, if, how is God just if he did nothing? And the missing thing is the reincarnation. The spirit of that kid was being judged, okay, for what he did in a previous life. So this says there be spirits that are created for vengeance, right? That is their whole purpose. Now, you're not supposed to cast your pearls before swine. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6, it says, give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you. Right? So this is why it says that after 2 or 3 admonitions, reject. Right? What does that mean? After you see that somebody can't get it, stop. Right? Keep moving, because they're just not meant to get it in that time. Right? Maybe they could get it in the future, but in that exact moment, they're not meant to get it. And same concept here, right? You see that, this person is a, so-called swine. They're just not, they can't get it. Don't cast your pearls, right? They're not supposed to get it. And the Most High, that's another thing, is a lot of people think that the Most High loves everyone and that, he's coming to save everyone. That's not true. Okay, the Most High has people out here that are not meant to believe. Let's read it in Romans chapter 11 and verse 7. It says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right, so what are the Israelites looking today? Okay, the so-called Latinos, Negroes, and Native Americans as a collective. They're looking for the truth. They're looking for answers. And the elect are going to find the truth. They're going to find the answers. But the rest of our people are going to be blinded, which is the majority. According as it is written, verse 8, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. So it is the Most High that has made them that way. Okay? And once you really understand that, then you realize that now, let's hit that, Ephesians 4. This is all just a giant movie. Okay, we're living out a script. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse... Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 11, it says, in whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will. Right, so the elect have been predestinated. Let's start with verse 4. It says, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. Right? So it's not about what you have done, right? The Most High put that spirit in you to do what you're doing. So predestination, you come back and you fulfill your lot, simply put. So I'll leave it there. A couple scriptures have been hit. The point should be made by now. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakudash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone, Atomic Truth. Shalom to you, Shalom.